The Old Turbine House. When you are a child, some places hold a particular fascination for you. They are usually locations that inhabit a dark and shadowy segment of the mind. Those places can be bizarre, strange places, storybook-like, and even, dare I say it, also spooky and terrifying. For me as a young kid, the place that fits this enigmatic depiction would have been the Old Turbine House. Starting from the old arched east gateway of the barracks and travelling down the short path to the canal bank, the first place of interest to us children was that part of the canal known to us simply as the steps. The steps were a stepped edge to the canal bank, and it was a favourite play area for the local kids. It may have been stepped down like this at some time to facilitate the loading and unloading of the canal boats. Across on the other side of the canal from the steps was a place that to me as a young boy was always strange and menacing. It was my miner's morgull, my own personal dark tower, a strange brooding place of mystery. This imaginative mental picture that I had created for myself was because I could see the top of the old red brick turbine house rising above the trees on the far bank of the canal. This old building was located partially astride the Clanrye River, which flowed parallel to the canal at this point. There was also a large weir located here. I could hear the roar of the tortured river water as it tumbled across the weir and through the turbine house. This part of the Clanrye River is the farthest inland point at which the river is tidal. An outlet from the river here was the beginning of an old mill race that flowed most of the way through the town, ending its journey back once again in the Clanrye near Ballabot Bridge in the town centre. It was always difficult for us as children to cross the canal and the river at this location, therefore that old turbine house, unassailable to us behind its bastion of trees and water-filled moats, shall always remain an unexplored and mysterious place in my perception. The turbine house was built from local red brick, and as a kid, the thing that struck me most about that long-abandoned old place was a small round window opening high up on a gable-end wall. For me there wasn't much more of that old building visible, because the tree line on the far bank of the canal obstructed the view somewhat. To my childish mind, that small round window was akin to the single eye of the huge Cyclops as depicted in my storybook. In my childish imagination, that cycloptic eye was always watching you, so to my thinking, it was especially spooky. I have always thought, silly as it may seem. What did that old turbine house building think regarding us children? How did it perceive us through that huge single unblinking eye? Was that old building sad, now that it was unloved and not serving as a useful utility anymore? Would this be the thoughts of that old turbine house? If it could speak, is this similar to what it would voice to you? When I was first conceived, I was the embryo of an idea in Mr. Moorhead's mind. Electricity, that is the future. Instant light at the flick of a switch, the power to run industry without having to stoke boilers. Electricity, that will be the wonder of the new 20th century. Electricity generated by the power of running water, inexpensive clean power. I can construct the building and fit it out with the most advanced water-powered turbine. The water in the Clanrye River is free to use after that. We shall build a turbine house astride the Clanrye River and sell the electrical energy generated to whoever can pay for it. Mr. Moorhead carried out his scheme, and so I was brought into existence, Newry's electrical generating station. I worked hard providing shelter to all that wonderful technology. I watched Mr. Ferris as he undertook his duties, and I felt so proud to be a part of it all. That was then, it was many years ago. I can't say what went wrong, I don't know about business insight. After all, I'm only a building, I only provide shelter for all the machinery inside my large hall. What do I know about the methods of men? Here I am, numerous years later, a dilapidated old building, sad and neglected. My roof is missing, my hall empty now of all the state-of-the-art machinery that was fitted. But I nevertheless stand proud, still straddling a portion of the flowing river. My hard-working weir is also here, still singing his loud uproarious song. The fast-flowing river shouts its never-ending greetings to me as it passes through my empty hall. The river then waves a goodbye as it passes out again, always onwards with its relentless journey to the sea. I am watching those kids over there on the far bank of the canal. I don't trust them, proper little vandals I reckon. Hopefully I am safe from them, way over here behind my barrier of trees and water-filled moats. I'll eye at them sternly, perhaps it'll frighten them and they will go away and play somewhere else. Ah! It's working, they are moving on, good riddance, gosh I hate kids. The old turbine house did eventually get demolished. Only the old building's large concrete foundations remain in place, and they are as ever channeling the surging river water through the location. The noisy weir remains and is still loudly singing. The danger did not come from the kids, they didn't breach the turbine house's bastion of trees, nor its water-filled moats. The attack came from the rear while the Cyclops-like eye of the building was scanning for boisterous kids to its front. The Ministry of Defense, who owned the land behind the turbine house, sold the said plot of land to a property developer. That land developer, with dollar signs in his eyes, demolished the old turbine house and built multiple blocks of apartments to the back of where the sad old building had once stood. The river still flows, the weir still sings, but alas, the turbine house is no more. By Martin Payne. The Old Turbine House.